Hey yo, what it do, baby? It's your boy Dynamic, and today I'm going to show you how to be successful with a light armored vehicle, aka tank, in Battlefield 4, especially when it comes to actually winning the game and not individual success, and trying to improve your overall quality of playing. These tips are for both beginners and advanced players. You'll be surprised how some of the best tank players in the game actually skip the basics. Now, this is a common mistake that I see with beginners playing the game. They actually think that they have to spawn into the game in order to grab a tank. You don't have to do that. You can spawn inside of a tank right off the bat in the spawn selection menu. Now, this map is Dawnbreaker and we are playing Rush, and this is the attacking side. Usually most players that are not advanced go to the left, but what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to catch the late spawners. They spawn to the right, so I'm catching the late spawners on their team that are taking time selecting their weapons and building their loadouts, and I'm trying to catch these guys and stop them from going to the planting points where our team has to plant the bombs in order for us to advance to the next area of the map. Now, every once in a while you will catch a guy sniping in the back of the map, and these guys are usually pretty easy targets, so it's pretty much cleanup. And one of the most important parts of being a tank is having someone be the backup shooter, having a second person on your tank to man the machine gun on top. Two eyes are always better than one, so it's better to have a second guy just in case you miss someone that could be getting close to the tank trying to blow it up. One thing you have to worry about, especially on a street like this, which is very transited, is that you have to watch out for M2 slams and AT mines. Those things will get you if you don't pay attention to the road. The next step, and probably the most important step in being a very good tank player, is to try to stay alive. Trying to stay alive and preserve your tank is probably one of the most important things you have to do. How do you stay alive? Well, first of all, you have to be as mobile as possible. Mobility actually helps you try to avoid enemy players from getting close to your tank and maybe planting a C4, or being able to get close enough to be accurate with an RPG or any other type of anti-tank launcher. Now, what I try to do most of the time when my team is capturing either a flag or planting a bomb is I try to protect the area where the bomb is being planted. If it's the opposite side and I'm on defense, then I'm trying to protect the bomb that way. What I'm trying to do here is shoot an enemy behind the wall. There are certain walls that can be shot through with a tank in this game, and that's what I was trying to do in that exact moment. Right here, this is self-preservation. Another tank shot a rocket at me, and I'm out battling this tank to try to survive. Now I switched to my second tank weapon. I hit him, and as you guys know, somehow he blew up. I did not get any kills. I have no idea why. Maybe my teammate helped me right there. So we were successful in capturing this area of Dawnbreaker. Now we're moving on to the next area in the game mode, Rush. This is an example of what not to do when playing a tank. I tried to take this guy out in third person. It was not working at all. It is almost impossible to be able to shoot accurately and consistently in third person, so please do not play this way. Now, this is another example of what I told you guys earlier. My teammates are capturing B, so I'm in a position to try to eliminate any player that is going to B, and that is my objective. I'm not trying to get 50 kills here with a tank. I'm simply trying to win the game. That is my primary objective when playing Battlefield. I'm trying to win the game at all costs. So we were successful again in capturing the second area of the map, and now moving on to the next area where my teammates are trying to capture B. Again, I'm trying to set up my tank in order to be successful at actually helping my team capture B. I am circling around. I certainly don't want to stay in the same position. Remember, actually staying in the same position as a tank can get you killed. It can be reckless at times. There is only one time where you can stand still in a tank and actually be successful, and I'll get into that a little bit later in the video. But as you can see, I'm roaming around the area that we have to capture, trying to make the enemy stay away from the area that they're supposed to defend, and this is my primary objective. That is exactly what I'm trying to do right here. I'm trying to kill this enemy. By now, their team is completely terrified of me. I've been terrorizing them the whole game. I have not died. I'm using the same tank. They are completely terrorized by what I'm doing. they are so terrorized that they're having a very tough time even getting to defend this objective right here. So I'm doing a pretty good job, I think, and that's something that you have to incorporate into your game if you want to be a great tank player within a team-oriented perspective. Now this is a little test of skill right here. The enemy thinks that he can hide behind an obstacle. All you have to do is shoot the bottom right of that obstacle, especially a very small obstacle, and the enemy will die. The enemy team has practically given up on this area. You can see that they are camping, waiting for the next area. I'm actually trying to get a couple shots in, but I'm at a bad angle, so I wasn't successful at actually getting kills. I still try. I wasn't successful, but what I'm waiting for is for the floodgates to open and for me to be able to move into the other areas so I could get those guys that are camping right there, and that is what I'm doing right now. I'm going straight to those guys. Fortunately, I found one of the guys that were camping and I was able to run his ass over and kill him, get the kill. Now this is the trickiest part of the map, and in my opinion where the tank has the least chance of helping your team win the actual game because of the buildings and the limitations that they present. One other thing that I have to talk about is the secondary gun on the tank. This is actually very important, and it depends on the one you have unlocked so far, but what this lets you do is while you shoot your main gun and you start reloading that gun, you switch to the secondary gun, which is usually more powerful than the first one, and you try to get the kills with that one. Now I have a guided rocket, a guided missile, and that's what I usually try to do when I am reloading the primary weapon and I actually need another round to finish the guy off. You guys are seeing right now, witnessing how powerful the second gun can be and how useful it can be in certain situations. Earlier I told you guys not to camp in any position with a tank because you can let the enemy get close to you and blow you up. But this is the perfect position if you're gonna camp on in this map. The reason being that it's very easy to see an enemy that is heading towards you, and there's a 90% probability that no one is going to get behind you. So that is a very easy spot to camp in. Right here I'm just demonstrating some of the actual kills that I was able to get over many different parts of this last area of the map. We actually lost this game, so I'm not gonna leave it up to a surprise. We lost because the infantry wasn't strong enough to capture A, and A is in the top of that building, so it is very tough to have a tank actually be able to help dominate that area as much. Here I'm just showing you some of the skillful kills that I was able to get by the end of the game. It was all for nothing though, but at least we got to the end and we had a very good chance to actually win the match. I was actually one death away from having a perfect score, so I actually finished the game with one death. This is the only death right here. This guy actually surprised me. I stopped doing what I'm preaching and this happened. So anyways, this is me unlocking a new weapon. As you can see, we lost a match, but I hope these tips can help you get better at playing with a tank. I was 22-1 and my time is up, guys. Peace out, players. Bangalala.